A man is suing a Florida company after he was bitten in the face by an alligator. Adil Kasanoff was visiting the attraction Midway in Florida, where he attended an alligator encounter. He claims the alligator that he was injured when an employee handed him the gator without warning him about the dangers. He was then bit in the face and on the hand. He's now looking to take this case to trial and get $50,000 in damages.
All right, joining us now, our chief analyst, Khalif, for us to talk about this. Khalif,
already laughing.
Reading the comment's like, didn't happen. So how does one go about like, oh, your alligator bit me, and they're like, no, he didn't?
Well, I mean, that's going to be a defense that this didn't occur, right? Your defense could be a number of things, and one of it is that you're fabricating the story. But even if this actually happened, which I hope that it didn't, but if it did, there is a number of defenses for them to get around being held liable for this. In his complaint, he talks about failure to warn, having a duty to warn, failure to notify, failure to inform them of the potential dangers, failure to mitigate any potential dangers by, keeping them from having the opportunity in the alligators to bite individuals. And so this is basic law school type of things where a claim like this, the defense would be an assumption of risk. I mean, you recognize that alligators have teeth. You recognize that they do bite. And so I don't see this making it any further than him filing this complaint. They file their answer that, okay, either they have it on video that the bite never occurred or that you have assumed any potential risk from knowing that alligators have teeth and bite. The warnings are kind of implicit that you recognize that there is a danger there from an animal that doesn't decide who or when it bites. It's just, hey, you're there, I'm going to bite you.
All right, you talked about the defense side, which, as you should, as a defense attorney. Let's talk, on his end, though, right? He's trying to sue. What kind of proof of negligence would he need? Have something on camera, show injuries? Like, what would work for him to be able to win this case?
It's duty, breach, causation, and damages, so that's the typical tort route. But he's going to the failure to notify, failure to warn. So you can go to the location, and there's no signage listing like, hey, this animal is dangerous. This animal could potentially bite you. That would help his claim. So let's start. You have your claim that's filed. You're going to find things to strengthen your claim, and I think that would be something that would strengthen it. The other side has time to file an answer and to file any affirmative defenses. The affirmative defense that they would have for his case is that, yes, even if we had failed to notify and failed to warn and have proper signage, you have assumed the risk, and these are inherent risks. I mean, they're like pothole-sized risks that you would have had to be blind to miss this in the middle of the ground type of thing. And those are examples that they give you in law school. You try to sue someone for falling in a hole, but it's as big as 3 cars. You had to have seen it, but you missed it because you weren't looking. This is something that I think would fall in that very category.
Hey, maybe someone never watched the Discovery Channel or a Disney movie. If you are his attorney, though, how are you even taking on this case if you can say, hey, it's kind of inherent, and maybe there was even a waiver, too, that this was dangerous and that you can't sue them?
Probably for the 10,000th time, litigious society, people will attempt to sue for anything. And I don't dispute if this man has true injuries, you want to be made whole. You want to be put back in the position that you were before the injury occurred. That's what being made whole is. I was like this, now I've got bitten, I have scars, I want to be compensated for it. But if you're walking a person through the likelihood of being successful in a claim, you have a duty as an attorney to inform them of the likelihood of success, the hurdles that your claim has, and the potential defenses that the other side is going to raise. I don't think that this is a bad decision to bring claims like this. People bring them all the time. I just think the percentage and likelihood of him being successful is extremely low.
All right, real quick, if we can play with the crystal ball here, like say that there were no warnings out there, and you go to this picture opportunity at the end with the alligator. Is there not a presumption that the employees should be trained enough that they hand you the alligator for the photo, that they prevent you from getting bitten?
I mean, again, I think they may subject themselves to even further liability by doing that. Now you've put this employee, a person that's in the course of their employment, in a position where they have to now save individuals from being bitten, where they could then be bit. I think that would be more of a lawsuit because I'm trying to save you as the end user, and now I get bit as an employee. Oh, I'm suing the company because now you placed me in this dangerous position. I mean, it's just like those folks that take pictures with the lions on their head or the tigers on their head.
Right. But that's what they offer. They offer a free photo with the gator. So, I mean, you'd hope that you'd be safe, right?
You'd hope, but obviously this guy wasn't, or was he?
We'll see.
We'll see. All right,
Got more questions than answers now.
Thank you.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.